I know, it's like I do this differently every time, so Paul Miranda has no idea what's happening.
Here we go.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6.
Hello, please thank and welcome the musicians Miranda, Natalia, Anna, Martin and Stuart. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello. It's winter. What are you doing here? My name is Dean Stevenson, and this is 4 p.m. Thank you for being here. The piece you just heard was not today's piece. For those of you who don't understand what I just said, every day here at 4 p.m. I write a new one, so every day is a new piece. And that you just heard was 246, meaning the day 246, the 246th day that I'd sat at the piano. That was the 21st of April, and today is day 283. Every day is a new one from scratch here in Mona, and I've just got 6 more of these days to go, so next weekend's my last weekend for a while. They want me back, they want me back. What's that line from the Godfather Part 3. Just when you think you're out, they pull you back in. Anyway, I'm coming back. So every day the musicians arrive, and if anyone wants to know at what point the musicians see the music that I wrote today, the answer is right now. So they're looking at it now while I'm talking to you, making some marks about what they expect it might sound like, because at this point they don't know what it sounds like, neither do I, and neither do you. So we're all going to find out together. I've written it here using the piano as a reference tool, but I didn't. You probably did. If you came through the museum today, you didn't really hear me play the piano, because I can't. So I just use it as a kind of a harmonic reference tool as I write it in. It's all in my brain. It's very busy in here. And here we go. We're going to give. I don't know whether today is going to work. I don't know. I just don't know. I've written some odd things. So here's the game plan. Everyone, we'll work through today's piece, a bit of a stop-start rehearsal. And when we get to the end, then we'll play it all the way through, and you'll go nuts. Maybe we'll play it for a couple of times because we'll get to know it. And then we'll play yesterday's piece as well, so we'll get to know what kind of the weekend's suite is like, if you like. And you can ask questions, so we'll go over Q&A, just throw out questions if you don't know what's going on here or something about the creative process. This whole thing of 4 p.m. is to prove, no, not really to prove, it's to explore the idea that writer's block happens only when you're dead. There's no such thing as writer's block. You have to do something. Just doing something is okay, that's enough. So here we go. Here is day 283. Right, so forgive me if I haven't written the note groupings right. As I said, the app doesn't allow I can't put a rest in the middle of a barred note. It won't let me do that. Let's just give it a go. Boom, 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 boom. So it starts with bass for the first 4 bars. Yes, I do. Whenever you see the cross, yeah. I'm talking about the other guys when, yeah. And then second violin comes in with a rhythmic thing at A. Let's just see how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bit more not on the bed. Yeah, hold there. We get maybe I get some more notes. Hard? Yeah. Okay. So treat that little X then as a slap as a rest. Boom, 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 whatever. Okay. It's just hard work. We're only able to do this once or twice before Stuart could explode, like the Spinal Tap of bassists. Let's go from the A then, please. 4, 5, 6. Into viola. Cello in first. Try arco, buddy. C, there's a C. Hold that. That's okay. Nice work. So we get to C there, so you get a rest.
We weren't going from the beginning.
No, sorry, we went from letter A just then. Cool. But it all worked. Yeah. Let's go from C, where you just hit the note. So nice, yeah. Boom, ga, ga, ga. Yeah, or on the front. Yeah, maybe that, if you can. Yeah. Go from C. 4, and good work with the chick, 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 just a scratchy sound. Yeah. 4, 5, 6. Harmony in second. D. Yeah. Yeah, I came out of the bar early. That's fine.
Pretended like I knew
That's
what I was
fine.
doing.
So I don't know how you, but don't like that, the last bar, one hand maybe. Yeah. How's everyone? They're all sight reading this for the first time, everyone. So this is pretty gold, isn't it? Right? Impressive. Formulate any questions that you've always wanted to ask a double bass player or a conductor or a composer. Not conductor, what the fuck am I saying? Composer. I'll come back to you in a second to see if you have any, because any question's a good question. See how we go.
See what works. Don't worry too much about it.
Including from you. Questions from you.
If we bowed it like this, or do you want it separate?
No, was the first way, please? That's good.
A little
Gara.
slow.
Yeah, nice. Did we get that difference? You hear that difference? Ba 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 op ya. Gara ba dee ba ba. So it makes it's more. Would you call that more lilty?
Yeah, and it just eases
It's easier to bow.
The staccato.
Yes.
Like
Gara.
up bow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's the other option.
Down up is where bowing gets. We might as well
That's what I
fucking
did
go
for the
home.
second
Where they're talking about bowing. Da. This shit goes for hours.
I'm not going to be consistent.
All right.
About bowing.
Yes. Question.
From A.
From A.
In that bit, doing the second note longer is really hard to then do a chop because I have to get up high enough to strike the string. Like, could I do it long, short, like that, or because you're reading it like short?
Okay, split the difference on the second. Da, yeah. Do it a bit shorter. Give me some more time. Yeah, I think that's something like that. I prefer that than a da. But I want a long first note.
Okay.
Yeah, shorter on the first note.
Yeah, because we've all got short.
Okay, let's go then. Is it okay?
Yep.
Oh. Let's go from letter C then, where we had the tappy tap. Letter C, and 4, 5, 6. Here's E. And F. G. More second, please. More volume for the second volume. In H. Go cello. Lots of cello here. Miranda just sight read the solo. That was pretty impressive, wasn't it? That was very impressive. Lots of notes. Yes. What I haven't told them yet is I want it twice as fast. Shall I tell them now? Nothing.
So tell me about twice as fast.
Yeah. I think it can go fast.
No,
Yeah.
not yet.
Yeah. Slappy slap. Let's go from letter I then, please, Shelby. Is there anywhere before I you want to run again? Okay?
That was fun.
Okay. Okay. From letter I then, please. Right on
It's
I.
gonna be bleeding.
Ready? And 4, 5, 6. Solo. From the viola here, I think. Letter N. There we go. Got through the end. Miranda, Natalia, Anna, Marty, Bleeding Fingers Thompson. That's your blues name, Bleeding Fingers Thompson. Right, so now we've got to the end. So I'm going to check with the musicians to see if they have any questions to address. And I'll say some things, and then we'll run it top to bottom as a whole piece. Is there any questions from you? I don't want to know anything at all about. Yes? I have.
I don't know.
That was not a plant. He asked me if I have commercially released any. Nice point. Let me just get the CD from the floor here. Nicely job. I've never met this man before, I promise. There he is actually. So this is a download code you can get from me over here, or from the shop actually. But come and have a chat to me. But if you're old school, CD with a download as well. So yes, sometimes I write a piece like, we'll play yesterday's in a second as well. And for me, it's like, oh, that really works. So maybe we'll come back and record that and make a new album. This is volume 1. So sometimes, yeah, the lightning does strike. We come back and we make an album to go, there's the days that are really champion. But the thing is, there's 16 tracks on that album. 283 today. So in terms of the ratio, it's not a lot to get really good stuff. I spent years releasing the only things I ever wrote, and they're fucking terrible because they're just not workshop. They're honest, but they're naive. So at least this way, I'm sort of showing up, just doing stuff and going, no, today is like that mandala, you just sweep away at the end of the day or put it in the drawer and never look at it again. But at least I've seen the musicians coming down the stairs and gone, there's a full stop on today's piece and there's something to do. And I think for me, in this installation, it's about looking at that point where you start, you've all started things and not finished them, right? Yes, every single one of us has. So there's at that point where we give up and go, oh, nah, I'm not as good as Beethoven, or I can't write a book as good as your favourite novelist. So it's just worth doing anyway. Just do it anyway. Because it's just we feel good when we do it. So that's what I do. I feel good every day until I don't, until I need to go home and get some sleep and some vitamin D. Fuck. Okay, so there it is. There's an album. Come and talk to me later. Any other questions before we run today's piece? Yes?
Do you tend to start with foundation, like roof foundation, or more like foundation?
It changes. Yesterday I had like a kind of a somber-y thing in mind, but I thought, nah, I don't feel like writing a quick piece today. So I went for something melodic instead. But today I had a kind of to answer your question, I'll play you the voice memo I sung in the car on the way here. This is so bad. Okay, I was at an intersection and I did this. This is.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's supposed to go faster.
That's my finger clicking.
Second volume.
So I had bum bum bum. I had the bass line in mind. Now the thing with having a bass line, bum 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 buddy ba-dum buddy ba-dum ba bum ba bum ba bum. It's done. That's it. It's like it's a closed circle. The problem with writing a groove like that is, as soon as you've done the closed circle enough times, like, oh, I'm kind of just repeating myself now, and after 30 seconds, you've heard everything there is to know. That's kind of the issue with too many kind of modern pop songs. You've heard every groove in 30 seconds already, and the rest of the song's not a mystery to you because you know what to expect. So these little kind of short circle things are really hard to write for, because how do I get out of it? Whereas yesterday's was more of a kind of expansive thing. You'll hear that in a second. They all come together. So as soon as I come with that, suddenly there's a melody. They all come together. Nothing really goes too far out in front before the rest follow behind. All right, let's... One more question and we'll play today's piece.
How do they enjoy coming down the stairs and not knowing?
Kind of fun.
Yes.
always a
The question was how the musicians enjoy coming and not knowing what they're about to play. Always a surprise. Some days it's...
No need to practice.
Not as much anymore, not so much adrenaline, but maybe when I start sight reading and I can't play it, then there's a bit of an adrenaline.
These people are formidable sight readers. They do that for a living. What's unusual about this room and you being here is that when they rehearse, these people are with the Tasmanian Symphony Orchestra. They're very, very good. But you don't ever see them rehearse. They rehearse in their pyjamas behind closed doors. And they don't show you what they've done until, you know, a Friday night when the lights go on. Like tonight, they're playing the Beethoven Symphony and blah, 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 blah. But you haven't seen the rehearsals. They just show you the result. Whereas this is unusual. Let's play today's piece. Okay. You all right?
Tiny bit fast.
A
Well, you sung it fast already.
Well, it's
Big
just
bit.
whether it's tune.
Okay.
Is right.
You don't need to slap quite so hard. You can just touch the string. Old Slapper Thompson. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah. Miranda, Natalia, Anna, Marty, Stuart. There you go. And there it is. That was today's little adventure in stuff. So what we'll do now is we'll play yesterday's, which is quite a short piece, but quite different. So you might pick up some things that are kind of little musical motifs that are sort of like a little three notes that are borrowed. Maybe you won't. Doesn't matter. Anybody have any questions I want to ask about any of that? Creativity is a cool thing. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes. Well, if I'm not feeling creative, my answer to that is if I gave you like 10 pages of blank A4 now, lined or unlined, and a pencil, and said, write me a story about a frog and a cat up a tree, you could write the worst story about a frog and a cat up a tree. But if I said don't write a good story, you could fill 10 pages of absolute nonsense, but you know how words function. There was a tree, and in that tree was a frog, and a cat came up the tree, and blah, 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 blah. Boring story, but you know how words function. So I know how music kind of functions, so I just have to go, I'm writing functional music and just writing things that work, and then eventually, like, somehow, oh, that's interesting, I'll follow that. It might take me an hour to get to it, and then off I go. So it's not about waiting for lightning, because that's why we don't finish as many things as we start, or don't start at all because we're waiting for lightning, and then you don't do anything. So I have to do something to show up and keep my tools sharp. That's why there's no such thing as writer's block until you're dead. There you go. So here is yesterday's piece, day 282, for contrast.
It's like a violin solo to me.
Starts with first 3, 4. Sight read for the first time. Amazing. And that's it. That's it. That's today's piece and yesterday's piece. That's 4 p.m. Any questions or requests? No requests. We don't play anything. No. Sorry. Any questions from anyone? There's a live stream today if you're interested. Look up YouTube. You'll find me, 4 p.m. You'll find it. There's heaps of hours up there. There's a mailing list if you want to join, because there's more recordings on a book, even a Patreon. All the live audio straight to your inbox. That'd be cool. Come and have a chat. Thank you very much, and have a lovely weekend. Thank you.